if I'm going, yeah, I'm gonna say some stuff for sure. But then again, some of my teammates I just get really caught up in the game, and I get really kind of emotional. And if I'm frying, I'm going to be talking. But if I'm not cooking or I'm getting locked up, I'm pretty silent. But yeah, when I'm going out, I do like to chat a little bit for sure.
Hey, bro, you gotta pop it regardless. You exactly. Can't be a talk when things are going good, quiet when I'm not. We are back. Another episode of Not Even D2. Long awaited, bro. We've been on break for a little minute. Miss chopping it up with you, bro. Natty was yesterday. We recording on a Tuesday. Did you catch it at all?
Yeah, for sure. Watched the whole game, bro. It was a crazy game. Shout out Indiana, first national championship in school history. Crazy game for sure.
I'm actually surprised you said you watched it. I know the Celtics and Pistons was going at it yesterday. I had it on double screen. I'm like, Ruda definitely not watching a Natty. But both games was lit, bro. And like you said, shout out to Mendoza's that boy, bro. I think he's actually gonna have a good NFL career. But yeah, NBA been lit too. You probably don't want to talk about your Knicks, but they struggling. What you think about I should trade Cat or not?
Man, I'm sure we're going to do like a longer NBA episode of just us two where we talk, about our takes. But it's definitely a rough time to be a Knicks fan. I think since the start of the calendar year, they've had one of the worst records in the NBA, something like that. Lost 10 out of the last 12. I mean, it's not good. The effort is not there. One thing I'll say, as much as you want to hate on Tibbs, not you, KJ, I'm talking about media. As much as people want to hate on Tibbs, one thing you knew, the guys are going to play hard in the regular season. Tibbs got the guys to buy in every single game and play hard, played hard-nosed defense. And I'm not seeing that same intensity on the court right now from the Knicks, and that's what we're lacking.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, bro, because I when I think about the Knicks, I'm not even one thought's going to Tibbs. But you're right, bro, people could say, oh, he don't play the bench or the guys are rusty in the playoffs, which I'm not going to lie. You did say you don't care about the regular season. You just hope they go for postseason, which they still could be very well. They're only third in the East, but they definitely were going hard. It wasn't guys taking days off or none of that. But what I will say is I do think Cat should maybe not get traded, but they might have to switch rotations or something. Just because having JB and Cat on the court at the same time all the time is definitely, you can't win against good teams with that because both of them are liabilities on the defensive end. But I do think playoffs come around, Cat will be fine. JB, he hasn't been playing his best. I'll say a few weeks ago he was top 5 MVP. Now it's starting to go downhill a little bit. But I think the Knicks will be fine. I feel like all teams really aren't extremely happy at what their season has gone. You talk about the Knicks, all right, so beginning of the year, you guys are a favorite to win the East. You win the in-season tournament, and now it's this. You're in shambles. Thunder. I'm a Thunder fan, so beginning of the season, we come out 24-1. We're heads to the sky, and then now we lose to the Hornets. We lose to the Heat without 3 of their starters. I think a lot of teams can say it's just been an up and down season for a lot of organizations. But that's like you said, we got a longer episode coming soon. Just us talking. Let's talk about this episode today. We got a great guest on with Joel Foxwell. His story is really interesting. I mean, he's coming from Australia. He's an former NBL player. So NBL, for those who don't know, is the NBA in Australia. It's really big time over there. But now he's playing Division 1 basketball for Portland, playing in the WCC Portland Pilots. They're a good squad, bro. They're 500 right now, coming up on a tough stretch in WCC. But it was a really good episode. Joel's OD nice. If we did a little film session, but if you haven't seen any of his clips, you need to go check it right now. I think bro has a bright future, but talk to me about this episode.
Definitely a great episode. Shout out Joel for getting on, man. I mean, Australian guy, he was super cool. I mean, to your point about the film session, I would love to hear what our audience thinks about the film session, especially our YouTube viewers. That's a new aspect to the show that, kind of KJ brought about. And I think it's going to go a long way. And I think we got some special things planned for some other players that are coming up on the pod, coaches, etc. But back to Joel, I mean, he's a great player, bro. He's killing it in his freshman season at University of Portland. I think 5 times he's been named Rookie of the Week already in the WCC. And you and I mean, we know what the WCC looks like. I mean, we've talked to Luke Barrett, we've talked to Coach Ludwig. Like, we know the elite talent that conference has. And like you said, Joel is tough, bro, and he's killing them right now. I mean, he kind of talked about his journey where he committed to Samford at first, and then now he's at Portland. But, I really see, like you said, a bright future for him, bro. I really think the sky's the limit because he could shoot and he could really pass it. He just got to work on that frame a little bit, but that's going to grow as he gets older. That's only going to get better. But he's definitely a great player, bro. It's a great conversation. I'm definitely excited for the viewers to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, bro. I feel like with the NCAA right now, this is going to happen more, but specifically when you talk about like the Foxwells in general, they like him and his older brother, they have an interesting, like, especially his older brother has an interesting dilemma going on. Like the NBL, like I said, it can be compared to the NBA in Australia. So you're making big time money. You're like a celebrity in Australia, but now you have the opportunity to come to the NCAA and make a lot of money. And I saw a clip. It was getting a lot of traction of like, what would you kind of decide? And I'm not gonna put my tongue what I would do, but basically I think like Joel's showing that he's killing it day one as soon as he stepped on the floor, but Owen might be a little bit better, bro, and he's actually killing in the NBL. So I'm intrigued to see if he comes over to the States and what that'll do for the NBL as a whole. Like, will it kind of boost that narrative of what people say about the NBL moving forward? But you have something to say?
Nah, I mean, to your point about his brother, I mean, I'm pretty sure I think he just missed the cut for the Australian Olympic team, but that shows a lot about who his brother is as a player. And, they coming from a great family tree. He talked about how all his brothers grew up playing against each other in Australia in the backyards. I know, you have a little brother, I have a big brother, so that definitely spoke to us, bro. But, I mean, the point about the college basketball, too, is I don't want to say it's crazy what has become because this is the new normal, bro. Like, people can't really keep acting surprised when they see stories like this because it's like I just said, it's the new normal. Like, players are coming in from all over the country, all over the world, trying to come in and make this dinero over here, bro. And, they're putting out a good product. I mean, college basketball, I feel like is, as much as people try to say it's in a bad place, like these pro guys like James Najee, he's not coming over here and doing nothing crazy right now. Like, he's right where he's supposed to be, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So definitely interesting place in college basketball right now.
Yeah. The older generation coaches, Calipari, Tom Izzo, those type of coaches, yes, I agree with you. Like, some of your points are valid, and maybe you don't have the right, but I see where you're coming from. But if that's the job you have, you got to be able to basically like adjust with how the times are going. Like you said, like that's just the normal now. So it doesn't do anybody any service by complaining about it. It's moving pretty quick. Things are changing, but that's just what it is. But back to Joel, like just looking through his stats. So I'm looking at against Oregon, 21 and 8 assists. Crazy. Against Kent State, Coach Senderoff over there, 11 points, 15 assists. Santa Clara, 20 and 15.
15 assists against the Rob Senderoff defense is very elite for those who don't know. Yeah. Because they have a great defense.
Pacific the other day, 27 and 7. He didn't even have his best game last weekend against Pepperdine. Mind you, we recorded this last week. He was getting ready to play Pepperdine, 10 and 10. And then the following 2 days against LMU, he had 18 and 5. I mean, bro can score, pass, and he really is an efficient player, bro. And like you said, he's a freshman. So, like, he still has a lot to go. Like, he could make a lot of noise coming soon. He's a really good player. Like I said, you got to go watch his film. Make sure you subscribe. Go follow us at Not Even D2. We got a lot of good episodes coming out. And let's hear from Joe Foxwell.
All right, we are here, man, back again for another episode of Not Even D2. And today we have Joel Foxwell, University of Portland guard. How you feeling today, bro?
Good, feeling good. Just came off a good week, 2-0. So we got our first couple wins in conference, a couple close ones that we're able to close out, which is good. So yeah, I'm feeling good. The boys are feeling good and ready to get down to LA and play Pepperdine and LMU.
Yes, sir. That's fire. I know you're feeling good. You're coming off another Rookie of the Week too. What number is that for you?
It's number 5. So
Okay. He trying to lock that award up.
Exactly.
Before we talk too much about basketball, so like right now in the States, a lot of people watching NFL. I know I'm hyped right now. The Steelers are about to play. That's my team. But I know cricket is really big in Australia. So I'm wondering if you're a fan of that, if you ever played cricket growing up, anything like that.
Nah, I'm not a massive cricket guy. Like, there's always a massive test on around Christmas time in Melbourne. So kind of the day on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, they play in Melbourne. So we all sit around the TV and flick through the Christmas Day NBA games and the cricket. But that's about the only time I watch it. But I'm not going to sit down and watch a whole day's worth of cricket. No way, couldn't do that. But the AFL football, like our main sport. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but it's So it's that's like a religion back home, and I love that. So I watch every game and try and stay tuned in when I was over here as well.
So one of my friends, I think his dad, like he owns a team. He owns like I want to say rugby team. He owns a rugby team down in Australia, and I know that the rugby is pretty big down in Australia, right? In New Zealand.
Yeah.
So did you grow up playing at all or no?
No. I'm not a big rugby guy. That's more Queensland, Sydney way. So It's still a big-ish in Melbourne, but it's like kind of Melbourne's AFL, and then rugby is more that side of town, the Queensland and Brisbane and all that. So yeah, but I'm not a massive fan of rugby. I think it's pretty boring.
No, I mean, hey, I'm wondering if you play it because Steven Adams talked about how he played it a little bit. Growing up in New Zealand, he's a pretty physical guy, so I'm assuming.
Not with my little frame. I'll get crunched out there by some of those big fellas. I couldn't do that.
So we kind of talked about it already, bro. Like you coming from Australia, you out here in the States now. Talk about your adjustment. Coming from Australia, it's obviously like different cultures. I'm kind of interested if you had any culture shocks. Just talk a little bit about that, bro.
There hasn't really been any different culture shocks. It's kind of good that I've been able to come over here and play with a couple of Australians. We have 4 on the team. 2 are injured right now. But even just around the house and stuff, like I can, go use the Aussie slang and I can still talk the way I want to talk to some of the fellas. And we also have 2 guys on the staff as well. But we got guys from all over the joint: Denmark, the Netherlands, Slovakia. So we definitely have a few different cultures in the locker room, but there hasn't really been any cultures, like haven't really been forced by any of the guys to eat any of their food from back home. It's been all pretty the same. And Portland is kind of like Melbourne, just cold and in the winter time. So yeah, I'm used to it all. But basketball wise, I would say at Portland we kind of play the same way, like because we recruit so many Australians that the play style is sort of similar, and I think that's why I've been able to be such a good fit for the program.
I'm curious if like how the Australian basketball community is in the States in terms of like staying connected and stuff. Is there any spaces or like pages that you guys all follow to keep tabs on each other, see how each other's doing in the NCAA? Yeah,
so obviously we have there's the pick and roll, and there's a massive media coverage. It's called Baseline Hoops, who they're the biggest kind of Instagram, TikTok page back home. And so I still follow all those pages, and I get to see what's going on back home, who's been playing well. And I watch a lot of the NBL as well. So a lot of kids my age are now kind of trying to get through the ranks, and they're starting to play a bit spot minutes here and there. So I'm still keeping up with everything back home. And then obviously a lot of guys are still reaching out from back home, just about how I'm playing and stuff. So we all kind of are really connected, and it's a good culture down there for sure.
I don't know the exact number, bro, but I'm pretty sure there's a couple Australians just in the WCC as a whole. So it's kind of cool to see you guys coming over and hooping.
Exactly, yeah. I think the WCC, we obviously, like Australia's, like Yak we just played him, and there's another guy on the Oregon State team, and there's a few different guys that I've gone up against. Josh Den, St. Mary's is another big one for Australians.
Yeah.
They got Wessels and Rory Hawke. So yeah, there's quite a few Australians who are also doing well in the WCC, not just playing, but they're putting up good numbers. So yeah, it's been cool kind of to reconnect when we went there to St. Mary's, got to reconnect with some of the boys there as well. So, yeah, it's been good.
KJ got a follow-up question about your NBL experience after this, but there's two other great Australian hoopers right now who are playing, Owen and Austin, your brothers.
Yeah.
They're great hoopers, bro. I saw some film. I saw the vlog that's why I was laughing, because I saw the vlog with Baseline Hoops.
Yeah.
So just talk about your relationship with your brothers and y'all competing against each other, and how all three are just great players, bro.
Yeah, so I think it started at such a young age. Us three are all really competitive, and Mum and Dad did a really good job at kind of putting a ball in our hands as at a really young age. If that was footy, that was basketball. We played both growing up, but they've been unreal. I wouldn't be the player I am, the person I am, without them two. Outside every night, especially during COVID, we didn't have anything else to do but play basketball. So Dad also played when he was younger, so we would go outside, us four, and play 2v2. My little brother was still a bit smaller, so he could go against Dad. But if we had the same teams now, it's normally me and Dad versus my older brother and my younger brother. But that would not go well now. But there's been a lot of tears and a lot of fights, but also a lot of great nights just outside in the backyard, just competing and getting better. And I think that's how we kind of got to step on our peers for sure.
Is your pops lefty? Because I seen both of them are lefty.
So my mum and my dad and myself are all righties, and then I don't know, my uncle who played, he was a lefty, so it might somehow. But yeah, obviously Owen and Austin got gifted with the left hand, which I've been jealous about kind of my whole life. So yeah,
I was gonna say, bro, you missed out on that lefty gene.
Yeah, I wish. I always talk about it. I'm like, I wish I was the one who was a lefty, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I want to talk about the NBL, transitioning to that. So last year you were in the highest league in Australia. That's big time, and you were a development player. But I'm still kind of curious about like the whole experience as a whole. So you were in the NBL1, the South Division, and then the year after you played in NBL, like the official league. So just talk about like what those conversations were, what it meant to be a developmental player. Because I seen that you played like spot minutes in some games, but it's not like you're suited, you're like getting major minutes.
Yeah.
So just talk about that.
Yeah, I like kind of describing the development player spot as sort of like a walk-on spot here in college. So it's kind of the same thing. Like you can play, but you're not expected to play. But development players, they can get paid as well. I didn't get paid because it would have messed up my eligibility. But it's from under 23 and under. So it's kind of just guys who are trying to get to that roster spot and to that next level. But just going back to, like you said, with the NBL1, so I was with Sandringham, and the head coach was David Barlow, who is in Melbourne United assistant coach, and Reece Carter was an assistant coach at Sandringham, and he was another assistant coach at Melbourne United as well. And I think just having that year of just being able to play against like grown men, being able to just see where I'm at, struggle here and there with the physicality. I think it really helped me, and then from that year going into that preseason, I was doing really well at the Melbourne United runs, and I was a training player the year before that at United, so I had a whole year prior of not being a development player, just training every day, which was also great for me. So yeah, that was, and then I kind of got the call up early in the middle of the preseason. Before NBL, I think it was 24. I think it was. So that was just kind of that transition and just being able to build those connections with, like I said, David Barlow and Reece Carter, and just be able to just build those connections was really helped me to get that spot as well.
Yeah, that's tough, bro. I mean, like most people in the States probably not tapped into the NBL, but I listen to Sam Vecini a lot, and he talks so highly about the NBL, so I know it's good bumping. Like on your team, you played behind Matthew Dellavedova. I know I'm a Q's fan, so like Jesse Edwards was on the team.
Yeah.
So obviously, like what you're saying, you're getting a lot better. You gotta it's really showing why your game. I describe it kind of right now as like a mature freshman. not freshman. You play with a lot of maturity, but it's definitely stemming from
Yeah.
that. But was that like your mindset throughout the whole time? Like, I'm trying to play in the NCAA, or how that come to be?
Yeah. So I was always like, I'm going to do my DP year and then I'm going to get over and play. Because I like, at the end of the day, I just want to go out and actually play. Like, I'm not just trying to sit on the bench and practice the whole time, even though it's an unreal experience and kids would, kind of dream to be in that position. I always knew that the NCAA was what I wanted to do, and especially with the NIL stuff now, with the money getting thrown around and stuff, I thought it was just too good of an opportunity to pass up. But like you said, going against Delhi every day, picking his brain, just asking him so many questions, just was awesome for me, and it just helped me so much. And Ian Clark is another one who was an NBA champ in 2015 for the Warriors. He was there as well for both years. I became really close with him, and just looking at them and the way they go about it and how their pro habits was just awesome to see. And just for a young 17, 18-year-old looking up at those guys who have rings and who know how to win, it was just a really cool experience.
I mean, Delhi and Ian Clark, they're two players that have won at the highest levels, right? Delhi guarded Stephen Curry, in the NBA. I mean, maybe he didn't do, as best of a job as Steph Curry, but he did his job,
Yeah.
He played another great player too, Ariel Hukporti. I'm a Knicks fan, so I got to shout him out.
Nice. Yeah.
He was a great player for you guys.
Yeah, he was only a couple of years older than me at the time. He was a next star. I actually went to my first NBA game the other day, and New York played. He didn't get in, but it was just cool to see him out there. Like, I was seeing him every day a couple of years ago, and now he's playing on the biggest stage, and he's actually playing well, and he's playing minutes for him. So it's just cool seeing all those guys kind of develop. Same as Johnny Furphy, I played with him in junior. So it's just cool seeing all those guys be able to do their thing at the highest level.
Nah, for sure. And one quick thing before we talk more about the NCAA too, I'm already knowing that, the NBL1 is a great league because someone we had on the podcast, Joel Palmer, if I'm not mistaken, he played. I don't expect you to know who that is, Joel, but Joel Palmer, he was a great Division III player over here in the States, went to go play mid-major Division I, and he played well in the NBL1, bro. And he's a great player, and you got to match up against guys like that every time when you're 18, 19 years old. Like, it's going to help you.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, like the imports that come in, and even the locals who probably are just can't scrape that. If they're too old to be a DP, they're just not right there to be a roster player. It's just cool to go up against them. And there's obviously a lot of older guys as well who have played, in the NBL, and now that they've come back because it's at the end of their season, end of their years of playing basketball. It's just cool to go up against all different guys from all different kind of backgrounds and stuff, and just seeing how guys played in different ways and be able to pick their brain as well on the court. I'm a massive guy. I love asking questions. I love getting better. So, but yeah, it's just awesome just to play against guys like that and just learn so much from it.
Yeah. So you said you still follow the NBL, and I was looking at some standards earlier. Who you got? I know your brother's still playing. Delhi left Melbourne United to go to a different team in NBL. So who you think gonna take it this year?
I want that. It's a tough one because obviously I played for United, so and we missed out. We missed out both last year and the year before. We got Game 5 of the NBL finals both years. We were up games in both years as well, and then just kind of didn't work out. So I would love to see Dean Vickerman and those boys win, but if not, I gotta go with Southeast, and they're flying right now. Big Bro's playing really well, and it looks like they're going to be one of the contenders for sure. So I'll go with United, but if it's not United, then I want Southeast. I want one of them two to be in the finals. If they're both in the finals together, then it's kind of a win-win.
That's tough. One more thing about the NBL. So I saw you and your brother played against each other. Was that in the NBL or was that just like?
So that was in the NBL, and that was actually in the not like junk time. We got chucked in the first quarter or something. So that was cool. Just my parents being able to watch from the stands, and I think they got a little emotional just watching both their both their boys being able to do it on the biggest stage in Australia was really cool, and I was nervous as anything, and Owen didn't give me much either when we were out there, but no, it was such a cool experience just to go out there, from being little kids going to the games together, watching the NBL games, going playing outside, acting like we're NBL players, to actually being out on the floor was really cool.
Did either of you guys give each other a bucket, or it was
Nah, I don't. To be honest, I think we both did nothing when we were out there. I was out there for like 2 minutes, and I just ran around a little bit and just passed the ball to pass the ball to Delhi or IC. So, and then run to the corner. No, that was about my job. But he's obviously flying now, so he's doing really well, and he's trying to look at coming over for his last year of college.
Yeah, I read a report about that, and that's actually a perfect transition, because I kind of wanted to, I was wondering really about your process, how you got recruited, because KJ told me you originally committed to Samford, which is a great program too, but then you switched over to Portland. So just talk us through that recruitment process and why ultimately Portland became number one.
So I was all in with Samford until like close to, it was probably like just after the season was done, Bucky, the head coach, got the Texas A&M job, and there was a bit of money going around, and I couldn't be mad. I'm like, you have to go take it. Now he's kind of training that program around it. Texas A&M, they're doing really well, and the other head coach came in. I didn't hear from him for a while, and I saw he brought in another point guard, and I was like, look, like I might just decommit. And so I decommitted, and then Portland kind of jumped on me straight away. The assistant coach kind of was calling me every day, and at the end of the day, didn't go on no visits, nothing. It was just, I'm like, let's just do it. And then I came over here a couple of months later, and now I'm here at Portland. But Samford, I was all in with them. If I would be there right now, if Bucky and that coaching staff stayed. But I'm glad I'm here. Though I'm really glad I'm here. It's been good.
I mean, you definitely got to be grateful for how it shaped out, bro. Because like you committed to Portland, and I'm pretty sure that someone you played with in the NBL was WCC Rookie of the Year last year. So he was giving you like the insight into the program a little bit. Am I correct?
Yeah. So Aussie Rap. Yeah, he was. He won it, and I played with him. I've known him since I've been like 10 years old. We played in the same teams. We played in state teams together and stuff. And his dad was also really big in the recruiting side of things. They told me, what's so good about the program, what needs to be worked on as well. But they just gave me a really good insight on what I'm kind of getting myself into.
Yeah, so what I was saying is like, so he gave you the insight, and you felt confident that you could play well, and now like then the starting point guard went down at Portland. So not that that's like a blessing, because injuries suck, but it gave you like the spotlight to be the starting point guard. Now you're killing it, bro. Like one of the best freshmen in the country. Looking at your stats, like you're averaging almost 15 points per game, shooting 53% from the field, like true shooting percentage. 7.2 assists per game. That's crazy. You got 5 games with 10 plus assists, 2 games with 15 assists. Like that's OD. I was talking to Coach Ludwig. I'm not going to say what he was saying. He's the Santa Clara assistant coach, and he was just saying how you dice them up the whole game. 15 assists against Santa Clara. That's no little bag, but like you don't got to give too much of your sauce. But I'm gonna put some of like your film up, and we could just walk through like some of your PNR reads, because I feel like your passing obviously is what sticks out when I'm watching the film, but also like how you score it is also becoming like something teams are gonna need to start scouting for. So
let's do it.
You guys can see it?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pause it at certain points, but we could skip this first one. I'll just ask you, like, sorry for the people listening on Apple Podcasts, you can't see this, but all right, so little ghost action here. What's your read right now? Like, are you expecting this center to set the screen here, or are you trying to get downhill from here?
No, so I like the number 10 on our team, Garrett. I actually told him try and just ghost out of some stuff so they can kind of get off my hip. And then no, I didn't know my big fella was going to come and set that screen. And when he did, I just kind of heard the hit that he got, and then the big kind of just dropped off. And when the hands go down, I'm gonna let that fly for sure. So yeah, that was just kind of a read in the moment.
I feel like your midi game is also underrated. Like your 3-point shot, you could shoot it from anywhere, but you don't get much. Like a lot of good mid range scorers, they get a lot of lift, but you don't get much lift. So it's really just you're reading that drop defender really. But we'll get to the next one. All right, Booms, hard hedge. What's your initial read here?
Yeah, I kind of just wait and see if the big fella's going to be disconnected on the hard hedge, and then I kind of I couldn't get around it, so I tried to reject, and then he cut me off again, and then then I saw that he didn't come back in hard hedge, and I kind of saw that corner, and I just try and use my speed to turn that corner and get downhill. So that was kind of the read. But when the big's coming up like that, I kind of wait and see what they're going to do if they're connected or if they're a little bit behind my big fella. We try and like get the big to sprint up so the big's already disconnected and I can make plays from that. So I kind of just look and see how Oregon State's big guy is kind of guarding it, and then I kind of just go from there.
Joel, I'm wondering, I feel like a lot of guards when they first come into college struggle with playing with pace, and watching your film, you play with great pace. I mean, you're using the hang dribble off the screens to make the reads. So just talk about that aspect of your game, how you kind of fine-tuned it.
Yeah, so I'm getting better at kind of knowing when to kind of push the pace and when to kind of slow it back. I feel like at the start of the year, I was just go, but I'm finding ways to now, slow it down and just use my body and use my different kind of change of directions to get by my guys. But yeah, I think pace is so important, especially as a quick guy, and I'm not the biggest out there, so I kind of have to use my speed to maneuver my way around. So yeah, I would just say with the pace side of things, it's just about knowing when to go and when to pull it back and run the offense.
Word. I'll just play the plays, and then we'll pause it after the play. You could break it down.
All right, easy. I just saw his head turn to the screen, and as soon as I see that he's not looking at me anymore, I'm breaking it off and I'm going to go get a bucket.
Bro, I think this is another big part. Like, you can't pressure you because you're so fast. Like, I've seen some teams trying to play full court, and it's just like you can go from 0 to 100 really quick. I feel like there's not many holes in your game, but we'll keep going. Oh, this is my favorite. I need that finish though.
Yeah, I know.
The split dribble tough though. Like, is that something you repped out, or that's a
yeah. So I never really was the type. So I was always the type just to try and beat the hard hedge with my quickness. But I think now the game just feels like a little bit slower. I think as I'm mature, like getting a bit more mature, the game's just kind of coming to me a bit more. So in the summer, I really worked on, just had another coach there, just hard hedging and just a couple quick dribbles just to get through that hard hedge. And yeah, it's been working well. But my coaches are kind of on my ass. Sometimes it doesn't work out, and I reckon I've had probably 8+ turnovers throughout the season of just thinking the split's there, and it's just not. So I need to get better at knowing when to go and when not to. But I think that's one of them. As a point guard, if you can be really good in that on ball and be able to split that hard hedge, it makes life so much easier.
Whatever coach that was, I just gotta tell them that your assist to turnover ratio right now is like 2.21. So they can hold that for another day.
Exactly. I tell them that as well. I tell them that all the time.
This was we don't got to talk about it, but that's OD. We could just let these plays go because you started losing your mind this game.
Easy, yeah. If you go on to you just can't. Yeah, I'm just if I see you go on to I'm gonna let it fly.
So are you the one to talk crazy? Because I know like Joe Ingles is a notorious trash talker, bro. I mean I talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm going, Yeah, I'm gonna say some stuff for sure. But then again, some of my teammates I just get really caught up in the game, and I get really kind of emotional. And if I'm frying, I'm going to be talking. But if I'm not cooking or I'm getting locked up, I'm pretty silent. But yeah, when I'm going out, I do like to chat a little bit for sure.
Hey, bro, you gotta pop it regardless. You
Exactly.
can't be a talk
Yeah,
when
I know.
things are going good,
Yeah,
quiet when I'm not.
There's been a few games where I got going near the start of the game, and I was talking to their bench, and I was up and about, and then I didn't score for like the rest of the game. So sometimes I just feel like I need to pick and choose my moments, but I just get so caught up in it all that it kind of just comes out.
This the last play, but I definitely want you to break it down a little bit because I feel like this is a lot of work right here.
Yeah.
So initially, you reject because he's trying to get over the screen, or
no? So the Pacific they were just trying to weak everything, so they weren't trying to get me back middle. They did it all game, and yeah, I saw that his feet were pretty much facing me, so I thought I could get downhill, but obviously number two, he was in a drop coverage, so I felt like, and when I get down to that baseline, there just isn't a lot of space to go. So, and I try and pull it back out. Do I? Yeah. So like that kind of hang dribble, I just kind of gets that guy, and then his foot drops, and then I just go and attack. I go and attack that foot, and then get downhill from there. So that kind of hang dribble helps. He thinks I'm probably going to try and come back, and then I just when I see that foot drop, I just attack that top side foot and go get a bucket.
That's OD, bro. Rudy, you could take it from there, but like I said, I feel like there's not a lot of holes in your game right now, right? Because especially off the pick and roll, like they go under, that's 3 points on the board. They play drop, your floater is elite, but also like I said, you can get to the mid range shot, and then like your speed if they're trying to hard head. Rudy talked about the split a little bit. Well, we talked about the split. So like off the pick and roll, I didn't even have any assist clips. But like that's another thing that you're doing really good. Yeah. You can make a lot of the passes off the pick and roll, but
I appreciate that. No, yeah, it's been fun.
No, I mean, obviously, like we watching the clips, you're killing the WCC right now, bro. And the WCC is a great conference, bro.
Yeah,
it's a great conference. I mean, obviously, we talked about your NBL experience, but just talk about your experience in the WCC so far and the level of competition within the conference, high level coaching, all that stuff, bro.
Yeah, it's been really cool to play in the WCC. We haven't played Gonzaga yet, but Santa Clara, St. Mary's, we got ours beat bad by St. Mary's. But we're in it with Santa Clara, who's also another really good team and a really respected team in the WCC. They're always in the top three. Same as San Fran, we were right there with them as well. I think we should have won both those games. But yeah, like the level of play is a whole nother level to what I've except for the NBL in my juniors going all the way through. Even when I played, NBL1, I think this level is even better than if NBL1 and kind of WCC. I think it's kind of even better. I think WCC is still a little bit better. So, but I just think it's all about being able to have the confidence just from my coaching staff and the players who go out there and kind of be me. I think if I didn't didn't have that confidence and that backing from the coaching staff, I think I would struggle a lot more. And then obviously as I'm getting older, my body isn't really getting any bigger, which is the next thing I gotta work on. But yeah, it just feels like the game's just getting a little bit slower, and I'm able to use different reads and stuff. But like I said, the WCC is a really respected league in the NCAA, and yeah, it's been really fun to play against a lot of high major talent.
Not for sure, bro. Everything you just mentioned is so true. Like I said, the high level coaching we had, Coach Ludwig, who KJ mentioned, he's the associate head coach at Santa Clara. And then we had a St. Mary's player on last year. And the way you guys break down the game and know the game is honestly fun to listen to. But this is the end of the episode, bro, before we get into rapid fire and starting five. So I got to leave you with one more question. So right now, bro, you averaging 14-7, if I'm not mistaken, killing it in the WCC, like KJ had mentioned, 5-time Rookie of the Week. So just talk about what's next for Joel Foxwell, bro, rest of the year, but also in the future, because me and KJ are super excited to see what's next.
Yeah, so obviously my every kid's dream is to, play in the NBA, but we got to be a little realistic. And, not every kid gets that opportunity, but just to be able to be a pro for many years to come after this, I want to do my 4 years. And now, like I said, I guess it's not all about money. At the end of the day, I still want to, you want to go somewhere or you want to play. You just want to play. That's I just want to be able to go out there and play. So that's if it's at Portland next year, if that's somewhere else, I'm not too sure yet. There's still a lot of the season left to go. But like I said, I love my time here. It's been awesome. And I would come back, but I just got you got to speak to your people and do all that. So yeah, I would say in the near future, I'm not too sure, but in the long term, it's just being able to make as much money as I can playing this game.
That's fire, bro. Like I said, KJ and I are super tapped in on the journey, and we're definitely wishing you the best, bro. And we're gonna be watching a lot of games this upcoming season, bro, or during the rest of the season.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
For sure. Let's get into some rapid fire, though.
Easy. Let's do it.
All right. So first rapid fire question, kind of a different one than how we previously do it, but I know KJ said you don't have too many things, that too many holes in your game, but what's one aspect of your game that you're looking to work on for next year?
I would say just sometimes I try and make the home run play, and I just think I just need to stay a bit more level-headed. I think that's just the next part of my game. And defensively, I think I need to be able to just stay in front of the ball. I think I'm doing a decent job at it, but obviously also maneuvering my way around screens as a lighter guy. You'll get bumped a little bit, so just being able to pick the right way and stuff like that. But I'd say the main thing offensively would be just always making the right decision, not trying to pull off, like I said, the home run play, and which sometimes causes crucial turnovers, like you probably saw in that Santa Clara game. So that would be the main thing I would say.
Word. Next rapid fire question I got for you. So I need you to name the top 3 Australians that made it to the NBA, in your opinion. I don't want you to get any trouble back home.
Okay.
But in your opinion, the top 3 Australian players that made it to the NBA.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Ben Simmons, even though he's right now it's whatever. I think if he continued the way he would have been the best Australian. I think he still is the best Australian basketball player we've ever had. Him, talent-wise, yeah, I would say him. Patty Mills, just being there for so long, and then I would say kind of Bogut was kind of the one that kind of started the. I guess he was pick number 1, and he's a champ as well. So I think them 3, and obviously you got the Giddies and Dyson.
I was gonna say no love to Josh Giddey. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, Gid's hooping right now, but I would say as far as what the impact that those guys have had on Australian basketball and the NBA, I would put them 3, and I can't go against my guy Delly either. He's been massive. I could pick probably 5. 3's tricky, but yeah, kind of those 6 or so. Yeah.
All right, I like that. That's a good list right there. Last rapid fire question I got for you. This is something different that I haven't done before, but I saw another pod. I need a player that you played against this past year that you thought was really good that we should have on the podcast next.
Someone who's really good.
Wait, Rude, are you saying past year NBL wise or past year
this past season, during this past season?
Okay, so NCAA.
I would say the matchup I was kind of most scared about would have been Shellstad from Oregon.
Shellstad?
He didn't play. He wasn't great against us. He didn't shoot the ball too well. They also beat us by 25, so he didn't really play a lot in this second half. But I'd probably say Shellstad. He's just, like I said, he's another shorter guy like me. I think he's my height. But yeah, I would say Shellstad, just his speed and the way he makes reads and stuff like that. I would say him for sure. And he was also great with, giving me advice on the court and, telling me keep going, keep hooping. He loved my game, so that was also really cool. But yeah, I would say he's definitely the guy that I've been kind of was most scared about for my matchup. And yeah, he was really quick and stuff. So yeah.
But we'll definitely tap in with him. You was doing good against Oregon too, but I know you
Yeah.
got study hall. We'll get you out of here with this. So starting 5 edition as a coach, you're assembling a lineup, point guard through center. Who's your lineup going to be? And this edition is going to be the best NBL players that you either played with or against.
Okay. So I'm going with Bryce Cotton at the 1.
Tough.
I got him. I had one possession on him in Perth, and thank God he just passed the ball, and that was about it. And then so him at the 1, he's obviously NBL great, like the greatest of all time. I think.
Yeah.
I would say Delhi at the 2. I would put at the 3. At the 3. I didn't really play against a lot of guys. I didn't play much. At the 3, CG, Chris Golding.
Okay.
He's like another all-time great for United. At the 4, I think Christian Doolittle's really nice. He plays at Perth as well. And then at the 5, I'd put Joe Oluwachul.
Okay.
That's my 5 right there. There's biased a few Melbourne guys, but I would say all those guys.
That's a great bump, bro. And one day that could be you amongst one of those greats. So keep striving, bro. Like Ruta said, we tapped in. Who you guys play next?
Pepperdine and LMU.
All right, say that. That's a big week of WCC hoops. So good luck and keep going, bro.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right, that'll do it for our conversation with our boy Joel Foxwell. I mean, bro, I said it in the intro, but he really has a bright future. I'm pretty sure they're going through like the toughest part of their schedule. They got St. Mary's on Saturday, and then St. Mary's is 17-3. They're probably, if they win a few more games, they might get ranked soon. And then Gonzaga's number 8 in the country right now. They play them the following week, so that's 2 really tough games. And they already seen St. Mary's. They got smacked, but I think Joel, he's a film guy already, so he can get in the gym and he might tear them up too. I'm excited to see the Gonzaga game for sure though, because I think if he has a good game, it'll really put him on the map as, you feel me, like one of the better point guards in the country. But what'd you think about this episode?
Definitely a great episode. Shout out Joel for getting on. I mean, this is really his prove it year because he's probably going to be in college for the next couple of years, right? But we'll see if he stays at Portland. He definitely said he loves it there. But it's new era of college basketball. There's going to be other teams trying to fight for his talent because he really is probably a mid-major, or he already is playing a mid-major level, but a high major talent. Eventually, he's going to be. Like, he already played professionally down in the NBL. So the future really is bright for Joel, honestly.
Yeah. If you don't have any other thoughts, we can get into this Not Even D2 spotlight.
Let's do it.
All right, so the segment where Ruta and I give you an update / spotlight somebody who's been on the pod previously and it did something good over the week, or my shout out is going to be someone that's just had a really good year. But I'll kick it off. So I'm going to go Justin Allen. For those who don't know, he was on Carnegie Mellon D3 last year, transferred to Green Bay. It wasn't shocking to me, but it was shocking to everybody else. I remember asking him during the pod episode, like, you going to stay at Carnegie next year? And obviously it's on air. He wasn't going to say, no, I'm out. But I had a feeling. But he said, nah, Carnegie's like my home. I want to stay here for the rest of my college career. But he's at Green Bay, bro. And in the beginning of the year, I was like, damn, bro, they're not really playing, bro. Like, looking at his stats right now, 5 minutes the first game, 5 minutes the second game, 15 minutes the third game. So I was like, damn, they're not really giving him a shot, when you and I both know it really gets like that with Jalen. But now I'm looking, he got 6 games with 20-plus points. I'm looking 3 games ago, he had 27 and a 2-point win. So I think he's leading Green Bay in scoring. They're a good team too. They're amongst the top in their conference. He's having a really good year. Shout out to my boy Justin Allen.
I mean, they're definitely turning it around from last year. So shout out Justin Allen being part of that transition. My shout out got to be, it's a recent episode, so people are going to be familiar. Coach Fullline from Mount Union men's basketball. They're 16-0 right now. I just checked the rankings. I'm pretty sure they're top 4 in the country, which is like, it's crazy to think about. And when I think back on Coach Fulline's episode, I remember I was like, I can't wait for that natty run. He was like, "Oh, we're not there yet, man. We're not there yet." I'm like, "Man, y'all rank 4 in the country." I'm like, "Coach, you bet, like, coach, you guys are gonna be there." Like, but that only speaks to who he is as a person, just walking in humility and grace, and he's been there before, so he knows that there is a long road ahead. But I think Coach Feline is the man for the job, 100%.
Yeah, bro. Mount Union's nice. It's gonna be a good little, cause I think D3 tournament is with the D1 finals now, so it's gonna be a lit like final weekend of all divisions. I'm excited to see how it turns out. But shout out to Coach Phone Line and Justin. You made not even D2 spotlight this week. That's gonna do it for another episode. We'll see you next week where we talk about a shooter. That's all I'm gonna say. Shooter leading a good squad, but we'll see you then.